have I have with me the management of addiction. Management management of addiction. So addiction, as we all know, especially the drug addiction, normally managed at the hospital setting. At the hospital setting, the drug addiction, behavior addiction, maybe the person can do it online, provided if you will be able to follow the rules and regulation your counselor wants to give you. But something like the drug addiction, we need to detoxify the system of the toxins you have introduced into your body, so that when you stop using the drugs, you will not be compelled to go back and use it by the withdrawal symptoms. So we will flash your systems with IV fluids to take out all those toxins, or the day to day, and then you will try to feed you well. Then you try to take in a lot of water to help clean your body of the toxins that you have introduced. We also have drugs that we use to, of course, here when I say drugs, I mean medications, not the drug you were using. It can even be the same drug you were using, but because we have prescribed it, and because we have prescribed it, here we are using it for medicinal purpose. Because sometimes when you come, the same diazepam you were abusing, or tramadol you were abusing, you introduce it to maybe diazepam, which also have addictive potentials. But because we are professionals, we know as and when to take you off, to desensitize you of that particular drug, and then you finally gradually we take you off the drug, and then you not live alone. You don't live with any drug. So the first point of contact, the first point of management is to get your system flush. You take away all the toxins from your system. There we also manage the withdrawal symptoms. Those are the physical symptoms that can compel you. Sometimes it's very difficult, it's very painful. So when those symptoms come, it is the symptoms that compel the individual to go back, and then some of them want to stop. But because of those symptoms, normally compel them to go back to using the drug. So when you come, we manage those withdrawal symptoms for you, and then you no longer experience the symptoms. But that is not the end. That is not the end. When we leave you like that to go home, you can still go back and then use the drug. So we will do something we call rehabilitation. This is normally it can be done on outpatient basis, or the OPD basis, or it can. Now we are the rehabilitation. It can be done at the OPD basis or residential. We keep you there. We keep you in a rehab center for like 6 months or maybe 3 months, depending on the severity or how you respond to treatment. Can keep you there for 6 months. Some we may extend it to even 1 year. Then we manage you. Rehabilitate. We here. The withdrawal symptoms have been taken away, but we now want to enter into your mind. We want to enter into your mind. It is the brain that houses your mind. Your mind is your thoughts. We want to enter into your thoughts and then coach you. Most of them, they don't even want to do it, but whenever the thought of that particular feeling that he had some time ago comes, and then he start to crave for that particular feeling. He doesn't know how to handle those thoughts. He doesn't know how to handle those feelings, and because he doesn't know how to handle the feelings, he may end up relapsing, or he may end up using the drug again. So when we have detoxified your body of the toxins, we have to now take you through the rehabilitation process. We have to take you through counseling. We have group counseling sessions that everybody can tell us his or her triggers. Then we have an assignment that we normally give to them that they do every day. So the triggers are not general to everybody. Everybody and his or her individual triggers. So Mr. A's triggers cannot be the same as Mr. B's triggers. So you give everybody assignment to go and then look for think introspectively his or her individual triggers. So when he bring the triggers to we the professionals, we will not know how to guide him, how he will be able to manage those triggers so that he may not go back into using the drug that he used to do. We have psychotherapy. We can take these individuals through counseling or maybe psychotherapy. We have a therapy we call CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. People who are into drugs, their thoughts has been distorted. So we have to rewire their thinking. We have to correct that thought that has been distorted, so that we will get them back to the society as the way God created them, so that they can live a responsible life. They can now live a life that the community will benefit from them, the family member will benefit from them, and those people can also contribute to the economy of Ghana, so that all of us will benefit from that same person who was lost. We also have support groups. When you come to the rehab center, you have support groups. Depending on the drug that you are using, we make you join a particular group, such that every morning they have their daily meditations that they normally do. So if you are abusing alcohol, you join Alcoholic Anonymous support group. If you are abusing narcotic drugs, you will join Narcotic Anonymous support group. So every day they have their daily devotions that they normally do. Those we have various topics. They have topics that they normally meditate on to get themselves free of their addiction. In fact, I want to let you know that addiction, when you enter into the recovery of addiction, it is just like accepting Jesus Christ. It is like accepting Christ. So addiction, we don't have someone who has recovered from addiction, but we have people who are recovering from addiction. Even if you came out of addiction, you are able to stay away from the drug for the past, let's say, 10 years now. We cannot say that you have now recovered from addiction. We will say that you are a recovering addict. You are recovering from addiction. So it is that the teachings and then the daily meditations that you are supposed to do, you still do them. You don't say that now I have abstained from the drug for 10 years, so from today onwards I will no longer practice the daily meditations that we do. So once you enter the recovery process, it is a lifetime journey that you have taken upon yourself. Just like accepting Christ, every day you have to keep working on your salvation. It is not something that you receive one day and that is all. You receive recovery and you work out your recovery process with fears and trembling. the very day you stop the meditations, there's a likelihood that you can relapse. The likelihood that you can relapse. In fact, I have made mention that when you become addicted, before you became addicted, it was your life. It was your life, your spirit, and your God that you were serving. But once addiction has now been introduced into your life, or be it that drug or the behavior has been introduced to your life, that drug or the behavior has now become a master, or it has now become a lord over your life. So we manage to separate that drug from you, because you are not staying in the rehab center. You have managed the withdrawal symptoms. For the past 3 months, you have not taken the drug. We try to separate you from that Lord, the Lord you used to serve. That is the drug or that particular behavior for that period that you were staying there. We now have to empower your spirit. You have to empower your spirit. We have something we call higher power. We have something we call higher power. So the higher power, for me being a Christian, I would term my higher power as the Holy Spirit. Someone who is a Muslim may say his higher power is Allah, or maybe Muhammad. Someone who is a traditional believer may say that his higher power is Antoine Yama. It is his higher power. And then even those people who are atheists, who do not believe in the existence of God, at least they also have higher power. At least there may be a point in time that he was about to die, but something saved him. So that thing can become his higher power. Maybe there was a point in time that he was in the room sick. Nobody came to look for him. But the moment he managed to open his door, someone was passing by, and then that person helped him. So his higher power can become the door, because the moment he was able to open the door, it was the door that made people to see him, and they helped him to the hospital. So he can use his door as his higher power. So we will guide them to choose their higher power, so that every day they will submit their will to the will of their higher power. So in choosing your higher power, we tend to advise them to choose a higher power that is loving and caring. You cannot choose a higher power that maybe when you make a mistake, the higher power will kill you. So choosing a higher power that you think that higher power is loving and caring to you, and then a higher power that you are ready to submit to that higher power's will. Whatever the higher power will tell you to do, you will follow his footsteps. So for me, if my higher power is the Holy Spirit, I have stopped taking the drug. I've chosen the Holy Spirit to be my higher power. What the Holy Spirit prompts me to do, I will yield to the promptings of the Holy Spirit, and not my own self-desires. And when you do that, your higher power will now help you to overcome addiction. We don't have a particular drug that when you come to the rehab center, we give it to you, and then from that day onwards, you no longer become addicted again. No, we try to manage the withdrawal symptoms and also introduce you to a higher power, and that higher power will empower your spirit, so that when you encounter that drug of choice or that behavior that you used to serve, when you encounter him, because your higher power has empowered your spirit, you'll be able to overcome it. So at this point, I would like to pause here, then open the floor. If you have a contribution or you have any question to ask, you can bring it on board. Then we all help ourselves out. The floor is open. If you have any question, you can ask. If you have contribution, you can also add it. Then we move forward.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah, mine is a contribution in addition to what you said that you have to submit to your side of higher power. It
Okay.
all boils down to the person accepting that I'm in I'm facing a challenge and I
Okay.
need help. If
Okay.
the person doesn't recognize that he or she needs help,
Okay.
submission to the higher power will be very difficult. So the
Yes.
person accepting the challenge, what he or she is going through, that is where if he will submit to the higher power for help, so that
Yes.
that challenge can be managed or
Yes.
stopped at once or with time or in the process. So you
Okay.
realizing your challenge and submitting to the higher power for
Yes.
help. So that's my contribution.
That is very, very, very true. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. Because we have these our clients, those that normally come to the rehab center willingly, the prognosis is very positive. But those that they normally force them to the rehab center, it becomes a challenge for them to stop. Even when he stays for that say the 6 months that we are talking about, you discharge him home within 1 month or two or maybe 1 week time, you see the family members bringing him back because they force him. So when you are forced, that's what our sister rightly said. Because you are forced, he didn't come willingly. He himself has not accepted that there's a problem for him to solve. So submitting his will to that higher power becomes a challenge. Thank you very much for your submission. Any other submission or question?
Please, my question is, how easy is it for someone who is addicted to get to a rehab center? And do we have many of these rehab centers uh, in our country? Or that's my
Yes.
question.
So your question is how is it easy for us for the family to bring the client to the rehab center or
Yes, please. How easy is it to assess? Like, if I'm sick right now, I can go to the hospitals around that I will choose to go. But
yes.
how easy is it to get to a rehab center if, let's say, a family member or someone I know is going through this addiction issues?
Okay, thank you very much. So at the point we have uh, since only three uh, public sector mental health hospitals in Ghana. You have the Ankafo, you have the Pantine, and Accra Mental. And all of these three psychiatric hospitals, we have rehabilitation centers. I think at the moment, those are the public rehab centers that are in operation. Ridge Hospital have they also offer services, but it is outpatient basis. That one they don't do residential rehabilitation. Aside that one, we have private rehabilitation centers in Ghana. So it's just a matter of when your relative is going through that problem, the first point of contact should be the district hospital. If you don't know any rehab center around, the first point of contact should be the district hospital, and then they will manage you in the psychiatric unit. When you ask them, they have various the rehab centers that are around that particular area. I cannot narrow it to Ashanti region here. Maybe you find yourself in Accra, you find yourself in maybe Tamale, you find yourself in maybe Western region. Before we know, there's a private rehab center that is operating in Western region, but I don't know. But okay, so when you contact the district hospital, the psychiatry unit, they will manage you and refer you to a nearby rehabilitation center that is available at that particular area. All right. So as I've said earlier on, the first point of contact should be the district hospitals, specifically the psychiatric unit. They will manage you if the person is exhibiting psychiatric symptoms, and they will mental health conditions, some of the symptoms. They will manage the symptoms and then refer you to a nearby rehab center that they know around that particular area. Have I answered your question?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please.
So I'm waiting for further questions and contribution, if there's any.
Hello, Baba.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Please, I'm very privileged to be part of this interesting, and I've learned a lot. Please,
Okay.
I wanted to know this addiction issue. Can we say when somebody takes in, let's say, this energy drink?
Okay. Hello.
Will you classify that person is?
Incoming call from Harriet Nanny Yeboah.
The second question is, in Ghana, that we are, like you did mention that, like you see, the television is advertising this alcoholic drinks all the time. The
Yes.
moment the youth are seeing it, and they are telling, when you drink it, you can do this. And the moment somebody start drinking, before you realize he's addicted to it, and it is very difficult for the person to stop.
Yes.
So in this case, what is being done? Because if you watch the advert, they will tell you Food and Drugs Board has approved. And their billboards are all over. And their billboards are even, their adverts, their billboards, their communication is catchy. And it is capturing the youths day in and day out. Because the moment even the song that they will even use, like the moment it plays, small kids are even singing it. So I don't know how do we clear that thing out of our minds so that we don't even get the youths to get involved. Thank you very much.
Hello, welcome. So it's a question for all of us. His question is that the adverts that we talked about, that the TV stations have been using to advertise their products, and that one has become a challenge to the youth with pertaining to drug addiction. How will we be able to manage that? Your submissions are warmly welcome. How do we manage that on the youth?
The trauma and those things. I don't know how they get it. I don't know if it's so common for someone to go to a pharmacy shop or drugstore to purchase it. But if that's the case, then I would think, why then don't it be like, before you can purchase it, you need maybe a doctor's prescription so that you can use that one to go and buy. If I don't know how it's being purchased at the shops.
Those drugs are prescription medication. Tramadol, for instance, without a doctor's prescription, you will not get it. But some of these pharmacists, because they want their money, they don't even care about the future of the youth. Maybe if he will even sell that drug to him for 10 cedis, the youth will come begging that he can buy for 100 cedis. And because he wants his money, he will sell the drug to the person without prescription. Think that's where the problem is coming from. And ɛno na ɛma wɔn a wɔtɔn nnuro no, they sell it to the people. There has been a law governing those drugs. You cannot just walk to any pharmacy shop and then get access to tramadol by law. It's supposed to be prescribed. Yet the youth are getting them because they have money. So I think that maybe you may not even know as and when he sold the drug to the youth, because the youth is not willing to let you know that he sold the drug to him because he wanted. And then the pharmacist will not let anybody know that he has sold the prescription medication to a particular person without prescription, because he also wants his money. So that one has become a great challenge. But we have laws governing those medications. So all prescription medications should be prescribed by a doctor before you can get access to them. Are we okay with the question?
Yes.
If there's any question or any contribution, we can bring it up, and then before we summarize the whole show, and then we end the webinar for tonight.
So I think you can continue. And
all right. So since we are silent, it means that I have done my job very well. There's no questions. I have not left any room for questions. So I want to conclude by saying that if you know a person who is addicted, or maybe by the education we have received today, I want to charge you that we can also send the message. We can send the message. Then with the signs and symptoms that we talked about, when you see someone exhibiting those signs, you can. I'm very sure that you can tell that person is addicted or not. So if you see someone of such sort, you can contact us, or maybe refer the person to a nearby health facility so that the necessary support that they will have for the person, it will be done so that the person will be free. If he's free, his family is free, the community is free, and the nation at large is free. Thank you very much. If you want to also speak to me after the webinar, you are free. I hope my number is with the CEO. You are at liberty to contact me, then ask any question that maybe you didn't get a chance to ask. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abraham. Thank you so much. You've really enlightened us. Someone told me that I thought I knew many things, but this session has also enlightened us a lot. And as Promise is giving you a hands of applause, we also give you same. We've really learned a lot. And your presentation has been very, very smooth. You've involved us all, at least whatever that everyone has, we've all shared, and it has been very successful. And also to those who joined, we really appreciate you, we really appreciate. And I know that we are going to sell this message we are going to sell this message. What we've learned so far, because the way the youth of today is using these drugs now, it's overwhelming. It's too bad. It's too bad. It could be your